Hello everyone and welcome to today's morning report with me, Rich Perry, market analyst at Tech Markets on Wednesday the 10th of December. The European trading session has started on a reasonably positive note actually, and that is comes in the wake of this enormous volatility that we saw yesterday. Stock markets across the board, well certainly in the European session anyway, stock markets were significantly lower. Currencies also being hit dramatically. The dollar especially taking a big hit. Dollar yen sharply lower. Three big figures, or more than three big figures in terms of daily range on the dollar yen, and a huge volatile move on the dollar yesterday. Gold sharply higher as well. So there was a big shift into safe haven assets and away from risk assets, and certainly that reflected across the board yesterday. Slightly finding a bit of support today in the early European session, but what we've seen is this VIX index, which has sharply moved higher actually in the last couple of days really. Although look at yesterday's move on the VIX, it moved significantly higher towards 1668 was the high, but then closed back down at 1489. So slight retracement during the day, and that was actually reflected in the moves on Wall Street, where Wall Street was sharply lower at one stage, over 1% lower on the S&P 500, but then closed back towards flat. So an intraday rebound, which is subsequently being followed through into European session today. Europeans trading is slightly higher, very slightly. FTSE 0.1% higher of DAX, again outperforming FTSE on the way up, 0.5% higher on the DAX. Chinese inflation actually is a bit of an issue. Certainly the Asian data in the last few days has been one of the reasons why the risk sentiment around the world has been drained away. And Chinese inflation again fell this month, down to 1.4%, under the 1.6% expected, and that's the lowest since 2009. Also, producer prices inflation as well fell 2.7%, down worse than the 2.4% decline that had been anticipated. So this gives the People's Bank of China a big decision to make in terms of whether they're going to continue to ease monetary policy, whether they're going to cut interest rates, and the market will certainly be speculating on that. Initially, if you look at the commodity currencies, they are trading quite positively. Aussie and Kiwi dollars both around 0.4% higher today. So maybe there is an expectation that will be pushing the PBOC back towards a rate easing or monetary easing in China. The dollar, as I said, took a big hit yesterday, sharply down. It sort of accelerated away during the US session as the American traders came in. They really hit the dollar hard, especially dollar yen, as I said, and I'll talk about that trade in a bit. But certainly this dollar index chart has sharply been down in the last couple of days, but finding a little bit of stabilization today, and just mildly negative on the dollar today. So we'll see how that one works out. Whether there's been a significant change in the outlook on these charts of euro, sterling, and yen, I will talk about that in a bit. But in terms of today, there's not a great deal out today. The UK trade balance at 9:30, you've got minus 9.5 billion pounds is the expectation there, slightly down from the 9.7 billion pounds deficit that was last month. And then also we've got in the evening, we've got the RBNZ, the Reserve Bank of New Zealand, monetary policy at 8 o'clock UK time, just expected to maintain rates at 3.5%. Okay, so that takes me on to my chart of the day, which is the dollar Swiss. Dollar Swiss is almost, and I say almost a perfect negative correlation to the euro dollar chart. The Swissy, obviously the SNB are trying to almost peg the or certainly, well, they provide a floor of in euro Swiss at $1.20 at 1.20, €1.20 that is. And subsequently, the chart of dollar Swiss and euro dollar look very much in negative correlation, and that's exactly what we've seen. We saw yesterday the dip in dollar Swiss back towards that key uptrend, the support coming in at 96.52. which was interestingly just above the 96.46 low, and I'll show you that on the intraday chart, where that was the low on the 4th of December. So that is obviously a key support. The uptrend on this big chart move higher has been maintained, but it still looks to be under pressure, and if it went below that 96.46 level, that would certainly complete what I would call that to be probably ending up to be a head and shoulders top. Subsequently, we haven't obviously seen that move yet, but still the move is under pressure. The rebound that we've had today has formed a little bit of resistance already, and that seems to be coming in around about that, initially around the 97.20 area, but you'd certainly argue that there is a resistance around the 97.40 area as well. But the key near-term resistance is that rally high at 97.78. You look at the momentum indicators on the hourly chart. Certainly, the MACD lines have deteriorated quite significantly, actually, into negative configuration. The RSI is also not looking all that positive. Stochastics are falling away again, so it looks as though the dollar bears are the dollar bulls are still under a bit of pressure on this chart coming into today. But as we speak, the medium-term uptrend remains intact, and whilst that is the case, it seems to have found support on this uptrend numerous occasions in the last couple of months. And this support remains intact at the moment, so let's not get too overly bearish yet. Let's wait. If that support goes at 96.46, then we can start thinking about whether this is a big breakdown. But at the moment, this is just still a corrective move within the uptrend. Anyway, I wish you good luck in your trading on dollar Swissy today. Oh, just remember, actually, on the daily chart, you've had a stochastics crossover sell signal, which has been confirmed. It is the first move on this chart. RSI not too bad, still fairly neutral actually. MACD lines reasonably neutral. So that crossover sell signal is the first move on this daily chart as a bearish move. But we'll wait and see if that follows through in other indicators. So I wish you good luck in your trading on dollar Swissy today, and I'll speak to you later. Thank you.